Okay, so IP version 6 is comparative, give higher number of IP addresses. Here we represent it in a hexadecimal notation. And one more thing, here we make groups similar to IP version 4. In IP version 4, we make a group of 8 bits. Here we make a group of 16 bits, and 8 groups will be there. In IP version 4, 4 groups were there, each group 8 bits. Here 8 groups are there, and each group 16 bits are there. And now that 16 bit convert into hexadecimal. A prefix notation here also, to represent the subnet mask, we use prefix notation like /48. It is there. Okay, similar to IP version 4, but we will not represent our subnet mask in dotted decimal. Dotted decimal subnet mask we utilize in IP version 4 only. In IP version 6 will not utilize that. Here, to represent the subnet mask, we always use slash notation or CIDR notation or prefix. That's all. So now how many numbers of IP version 6, how many IP version 6 address we can get? 2 to the power 128. So it will come 3.4 into 10 to the power 38 addresses. It's a very, very huge number of addresses in we get in IP version 6. Why we are moving towards new version? This question came in our mind. Why we are moving from IP version 4 to IP version 6 or next generation IP version or new IP version? First of all, in IP version 4, limited number of networks are there. To increase the number of network, to minimize the wastage of IP addresses, we utilized subnetting to create more number of network to fulfill the requirement of the user to minimize the wastage of IP addresses. Second case, we utilize if somebody need more number of not more number, large size network. In that case, supernetting concept can be utilized, and routers also utilize same concept, supernetting, to minimize the routing table entries, or you can say for the route aggregation or route aggregation you can say, and one more term is there, route summarization. Okay, इसके अलावा एक और कॉन्सेप्ट यूटिलाइज हुआ, दैट इज नेटवर्क एड्रेस ट्रांसलेशन, एंड सेकंड वन इज पोर्ट एड्रेस ट्रांसलेशन. So here, because limited number of IP addresses are there in IP version 4, so how to increase that? So we utilized, or concept came into the picture, like private addressing. And private address or same address we can utilize in different local area networks. And now those private address, when they communicate over the internet, they will use the netting concept, or in the routers we will configure, or we will implement this network address translation or port address translation. Okay, so these are basically, you can say, from private group, private group, private IP address means same networks which we utilize in different local area networks. Those IP address information will be carried out by public addresses over the internet. So some routing will take place, network address translation will take place. Network address, IP address, we say that network address is a IP address. So private IP translated into public IP. So network address translation, private IP to public IP translation or routing, or public, other side, public to private translation. So that we utilize. Okay. Then fourth, security. Security is not there in IP version 4. If we have to implement the security, then additional IP security we have to implement. So these are the things basically what we do in IP version 4. But these things these problems are limited IP address problem, the security problem, or netting implementation, that problem, or that these things are not at all required in IP version 6. We can, that's why we can move to IP version 6 to resolve the limited number of IP address problem, to resolve the security problem, to resolve that additional netting is not required. Without that also we can communicate. So for that, to solve the issues which arises in IP version 4, we are moving towards IP version 6. So first of all, here we are going to compare between the headers of IP version 4 and IP version 6. Okay, IP version 4 header we have discussed day 4 yesterday. Now right side IP version 6 header is there. Compare these headers. Simply by observing you can find out that in IP version 6 the fields are less. If we compare with IP version 4, less number of fields are there. Like some things like field name kept from IP version 4 to IP version 6. The brown, your yellow color you can say, or brownish color you can say, that fields are kept same from IP version 4 to IP version 6. Like version, from this we can find out the version of the header. Then source IP address, destination IP address. But what difference is there? In IP version 4, source IP address 32-bit long, destination IP address 32-bit long. But IP version 6, it is 128-bit long, and destination address also 128-bit long. This is the difference. But otherwise, both these fields are same, kept in IP version 6. Then red color, fields not kept in IP version 6. Red color fields removed, those are not kept in IP version 6, but those fields were in IP version 4, like internet header length. Why? Because in IP version 6 header length is fixed. Here we are not going to vary the header length. That's why header length, internet header length field is not required in IP version 6. Second one is identification. So that identification field also removed from IP version 6. That will be, identification will be carried out by the upper layer, like transport layer, that taken care by transport layer. Then flags, fragment offset, that also here not utilized. But directly header, this feature will not be carried out by the header. If this is required, additional header can be attached. If fragmentation is required, additional header can be attached, but a basic IP version 6 header will not do that functioning. Then header checksum, that field also removed from IP version 6. Then the blue color, name and position changed in IP version 6. Name changed, position changed. Otherwise, both are same. You can say functionality is same, only name and position change. Like type of service. Type of service means a class of service or priority. If you have to give some priority to particular traffic, in that case, this field, particular field will help. So traffic class, here the name changed in IP version 6. Type of service, now it's become traffic class. But remaining functionality is same. Then total length, yes, total length, here its name is changed, payload length. What is the length of the payload? Total packet, not, we are not talking here IP version 6 header length. Here payload length means total length including, this is on your screen you are seeing only header. Other than that, information is there, data is there. So that when we attach that information, whatever it get from transport layer, then it become a packet. Okay, right now it is a header, it is additional information we are attaching with our data. Now data which we get from transport layer, attach or encapsulating, you can say it's the encapsulation process. When we attach this header, then it become a IP packet. Then one more field, protocol. So here protocol which denotes the upper layer protocol. Here in IP version 6, its name changed next header. Additional header if you are attaching, so it will denote next header, which header you are attaching with that. And time to leave, hop limit. Thing is same, hop limit. That means up to how many hop this packet can cross. What is the life of this IP packet? Okay, it cannot travel, it cannot remain infinite time in the network, on the internet. If it is not delivered to the destination, then it will be discarded when hop limit becomes 0. When it crosses number of hops which is mentioned in that particular field, then it will be discarded. Then new field, it's a gray or some green, something like that, you can say. In between that color is there. New field in IP version 6, that is flow label. Okay, so flow label for a flow control, one field attached in IP version 6, that is a new field. But even though thing is there, जो मेन बात करें हम कि क्या डिफरेंस है, डिफरेंस ये है कि नंबर ऑफ फील्ड बहुत कम हो गई है. हेडर की जो साइज है दैट इज फिक्स नाउ. ओके, दैट इज 40 बाइट लॉन्ग. आईपी वर्जन 6 हेडर जो होता है 40 बाइट लॉन्ग होता है. आईपी वर्जन 4 हेडर that vary from 20 byte to 60 byte. IP version 6 header, it's fixed, it is 40 byte long. Fine. Okay, one more thing कि कम फील्ड से क्या हुआ, सिंप्लीफाई हो गया, कम फंक्शनलिटी है, इजी हो गया प्रोसेसिंग, और हेडर का लेंथ वेरी नहीं कर रहा, दैट इज आल्सो सिंप्लीफाइड, यू कैन से सिंप्लीफाइड हेडर. और अदर देन दैट ऑप्शंस आर नॉट देयर. इन आईपी वर्जन 4 हम लोग ऑप्शंस ऐड कर रहे थे, फ्रॉम 0 to 40 byte ऑप्शंस कैन बी एडेड, but here options are not there. In this basic header, options are not there. If we need any option, any additional feature we require, then additional header can be utilized. In that case, additional extension header can be utilized. ओके, तो उस केस में आप ये कह सकते हैं आई वर्जन 6 जो है हेडर वो बहुत सिंप्लीफाई हो गया, बहुत इजी हो गया, उसको प्रोसेस करना बहुत इजी हो गया क्योंकि उसके अंदर कम फील्ड है. अब जो एक एडिशनल फील्ड अटैच हुआ आई वर्जन 6 हेडर में, न्यू फील्ड फ्लो लेवल, 20 बिट फ्लो लेवल फील्ड टू आइडेंटिफाई specific flows needing special quality of service. Flow classifier has been based on 5 tuple. ये देखिए स्पेशल फ्लो नीडिंग स्पेशल क्वालिटी ऑफ सर्विस के लिए फ्लो कंट्रोल, इन दैट केस इट कैन बी यूटिलाइज्ड. फ्लो लेबल कैन बी यूटिलाइज्ड. ठीक है, ये हम बात करते हैं 45 लोग. आई वर्जन 6 फिक्स्ड हेडर इज 40 बाइट लॉन्ग एंड कंटेन्स द फॉलोइंग इंफॉर्मेशन. ठीक है, ये आप यहां से देख सकते हैं, यहाँ पे बिट नंबरिंग दिया हुआ है. 1 word 0 to 31 bit, yani total 32 bits are there. Then second, again one more, then source address 32 multiply by 4, that means 64, it will go up to 191. And then fourth destination address also 32 bit multiply by 4, again it is 128. So if we add all, it will come 40 byte. ठीक है, ये हमने देखिए डिस्कस किया फ्लो कंट्रोल. फ्लो कंट्रोल बेसिकली फिर से अगर बात करें, दिस लेवल इज यूज्ड टू मेंटेन द सीक्वेंशियल फ्लो ऑफ द पैकेट्स बिलोंगिंग टू ए कम्युनिकेशन. द सोर्स लेबल्स द सीक्वेंस, the source labels the sequence to help the router identify that a particular packets belong to a specific flow of information. This field helps avoiding reordering of data packets. It is designed for streaming real time media. Okay, so sequential flow के लिए इसको यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं एक, क्योंकि हमने यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हैं हम लोग, packet switching. In the packet switching we divide information into some packets. Again we have to arrange those packets in the particular sequence. If we mismatch, the sequence is not there, then we cannot recover the information. Okay, जैसे हमारे नेम है, नेम में डिफरेंट जो कैरेक्टर्स हैं हमारे, उनको अगर हम चेंज कर दें, इनका सीक्वेंस चेंज कर दें, तो हमारा नेम नहीं बन पाएगा, कोई उसको आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर सकता हमारा नाम। सिमिलर यहाँ भी सीक्वेंस जो है मैटर। सो इन द रियल टाइम दिस फ्लो कंट्रोल is basically utilized. Okay, next header. Next header, the field is used to indicate either the type of extension header, or if the extension header is not present, then it indicates the upper layer PDU. The values for the type of upper layer PDU are same as IP. Which type of basically we use upper layer? TCP protocol, UDP protocol. नेक्स्ट हेडर क्यों यूज करते हैं यहाँ पे? क्योंकि यहाँ पे ऑप्शंस नहीं है, ऑप्शंस को हमने रिमूव कर दिया। देन इफ एनी एडिशनल फीचर इज रिक्वायर्ड, देन नेक्स्ट हेडर कैन बी अटैच्ड। इफ नेक्स्ट हेडर इज नॉट देयर, देन अपर लेयर PDU will be there in next header. That information we can get. Hop limit, all these things already we have discussed. Advantage and features. What are the advantages in IP version 6? लार्जर एड्रेस स्पेस। कंपेयर अगर करा आई वर्जन 4 की तो बहुत ही ज्यादा लार्ज। कितने लार्ज हो गए? 32, इट्स 128 एंड देयर 32। सो कितने लार्जर है? हाउ मेनी मल्टीप्लाइज ऑफ आई वर्जन 4? इट इज 2 to the power 96 टाइम्स। आई वर्जन 6 एड्रेसेस आर 2 to the power 96 टाइम्स ऑफ आई वर्जन 4। सिंप्लीफाइड हेडर हमने बात ही कर लिया, मैंने बता दिया आपको कि सिंप्लीफाइड है। लेस फील्ड्स आर देयर, फिक्स लेंथ, ऑप्शंस रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम हेडर, so it's very simplified. End to end connectivity, yes, here end to end connectivity can be provided without private addressing, also directly public addresses, because we are having lot of addresses are there in IPv 6, so no problem of any limitation of addresses, whose number of addresses are available. So we can provide directly public addresses to each and every individual. So we can without utilizing the private addressing, we can communicate. So end to end connectivity can be provided. Auto configuration, here stateful and stateless auto configuration is there. This facility is there. That means here in IPv 6 devices can be automatically configured. Faster forwarding oblique routing, yes, because header is simplified, so it can be faster forwarding and routing. IP security, that security additional feature you can say that is implemented in IP version 6. It is there with IP version 6. Additionally, it is not required to implement. ये इसका खुद का ही पार्ट है, यू कैन से इस वर्जन का पार्ट है IP security. Node broadcast. So in IP version 4, broadcasting term was there, but here broadcasting will not take place. So you can say broadcasting removed in IP version 6. So broadcasting करना है तो हम कैसे करेंगे, ये हम बात करेंगे कि इसका solution क्या है फिर, how to do broadcasting in case of IP version 6. Anycast support, one more term introduced in IP version 6, that is anycast support. उसकी बात करेंगे कि what is the meaning of anycast. Mobility, it provide mobility to the user, like in mobile communication you can move anywhere. You are having same number, some one SIM is there, that you are having some number, anybody can call you on that number. When you move from one place to another place, even though you can be reached by dialing the same number, because mobility is there. Same type of mobility you can consider similar way, that same type of mobility provided in IP version 6. The same you can identify, you can be reached by simply trying the same IP address. One IP address is allotted to you. If you move from one place to another place, even though you can be reached by same IP address. So जो जैसा मोबिलिटी में है, जैसा मोबाइल में है, HLR, VLR, विजिटर लोकेशन रजिस्टर, home location register, simple type, same type of functionality is there in IP version 6 addressing. So वो एक additional feature. Enhanced priority support, better priority, like if you have to give some priority to the traffic, so here better support available in IP version 6. Smooth transition. Yes, if you, because actually right now we are transiting towards IP version 6 from IP version 4 towards IP version 6. So easily a smooth transition can take place. Easily we can transfer to IP version 6. One day, right now, our networks are maximum utilizing IP version 4, and slowly we are transiting towards IP version 6. But one day, complete IP version 4 will be replaced by IP version 6. So पूरा का पूरा IP version 4 को replace कर देंगे हम. एक्सटेंसिबिलिटी अवेलेबल है यहाँ पे. अब बात करते हैं यूनिकास्ट. देखिए बात यहाँ पे यूनिकास्ट, मल्टीकास्ट एंड एनीकास्ट, 3 टाइप ऑफ communication, you can say 3 type of communication take place in IP version 6. Unicast, it is similar to IP version 4. Unicast means one-to-one communication. In unicast mode of addressing, an IP version 6 interface is uniquely identified in a network segment. The IP version 6 packet contains both source and destination IP addresses. A host interface is equipped with an IP address which is unique in that network segment. When a network switch or a router receive a unicast packet destined to a single host, it sends out one of its outgoing interface which connect to that particular host. So one to one communication है. Like मैंने एक एग्जांपल भी दिया था आपको कि किसी एक स्टूडेंट को आपको कुछ कन्वे करना है, then you can call that students in your chamber and you can give him or her message. So that is a unicast, one to one communication. Second way of communication is multicast. Multicast means one to many. It's one to many means in any class, any batch, 50 students are there. If you want to convey some message to particular 10 students, then you can call those 10 students in your chamber and you can convey the message. And broadcasting means to entire class, to entire batch. If you want to give some message, you can go in the class and you can give the message that this message for all, that your exam will going to start from that day. Okay, that information you can give to all. And particular students, then you can call them. So multicast means a particular group, subgroup, you can say. Within the group, some user, if you want to give some information, that is a multicast. And any cast means a nearby, like IP version 6 has introduced a new type of addressing which is called anycast addressing. In this addressing mode, ये देखिए anycast addressing IP version 6 में introduce हुआ. Multiple interfaces, hosts are assigned same anycast IP address. Multiple interfaces, hosts are assigned same anycast IP address. ये possible है सिर्फ IP version 6 में. Otherwise, in IP version 4, same IP address cannot be assigned. I am talking about public IP address.